So here are the 3 biggest content mistakes that you're making, which actually repel high-ticket clients from wanting to work with you. I've been in digital marketing for about 4 years now and running my own agency for just about a year. And these are mistakes I see constantly made over and over. People always ask me like, hey, is the market too saturated to monetize my content? No, it's not, because 90% of the market is making these 3 mistakes and it's hurting their chances of signing the clients they actually want. So before I get into the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe, drop a comment. Mistake number 1 is you're posting way too much about yourself. If you've read the book Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, you know where this is going. But if you haven't, he talks about the story of Tidal. And if you don't remember Tidal, it was a stream platform created by Jay-Z that was supposed to revolutionize the world of music. However, the fatal flaw that they made was they made the artists the main character of the journey. They talked about how the artists were the most important part of the music industry. This completely alienated their fans, and even though they had a lot of big names contributing to the project, it failed. Contrast that with Spotify. Spotify's entire mission is to make listening to music and the artists you love as easy and tailor-made to you as possible. Spotify is about the listener, Tidal was about the artist. Spotify won. There's no surprise in that. You have to remember that people are the heroes in their own journey. You're not the hero in their journey, you're the hero in your journey. So if you want them to buy from you, they need to be the hero and you need to be the guide who helps them get to that point. Think of every successful movie you've ever seen. Luke Skywalker had Obi-Wan be his guide to help him get to where he wanted to go. Rocky Balboa had Mickey, his trainer, help him get to where he wanted to go. And the main character in Fight Club had Tyler Durden to guide him to where he wanted to go. This is a really random assortment of movies. You can tell I don't watch them that often, but that's okay. This is besides the point. The whole point is, if you want people to buy from you, you need to prioritize their needs in your marketing strategy, which means that you become somebody who helps them become the person they want to be. What is the transformation that you're leading them through? And how are they going to get there and stay there? You have to remember, when you're marketing online, whether it's writing, whether it's videos, regardless, you're not just competing with other creators on that platform. You're competing with everything on the internet. At the swipe of a finger, somebody with a smartphone could be watching cat videos on YouTube, they could be watching their favorite movies on Netflix, they could be watching Prawn online. What reason are you going to give them to not do any of those other things and instead stay and watch your content? And I'm sorry, but prioritizing yourself, what you think is cool, and trying to make yourself look like a badass isn't going to be enough. And before you say, well, bueno, look at all these other people who have massive followings, they are posting about themselves. 1, that's a general blanket statement that you know I can't refute in this video, so well played. And 2, if you look at other people who have massive followings, there's other things that contribute to them having those followings, and also, you'd be surprised there are a lot of people out there with massive followings who can't monetize it. The best combination to grow your audience and monetize it as much as you can is by making the viewer the focus of your marketing strategy. And also, when you're just looking on social media, you have no idea what kind of ads or SEO or other systems these people have in place in order to get these kinds of income or audiences. If somebody's earning a lot of money online, it's because they're prioritizing the viewer's needs over everything else. You're not the hero, the audience is. Number 2, you're not specific enough in your approach. I see this problem get run into dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times. And it's because of the approach taken by people like Gary Vee and Grant Cardone that volume is always going to fix your problems, and that's not true. Volume isn't going to fix your problems, and adding value isn't going to fix other people's problems. Look, social media is extremely popular, not just for consumers now, but for creators, and that's only going to continue to grow. So how do you stand out? You don't stand out by trying to out TikTok dance people because, well, you're competing on looks and dance moves. You're not going to stick out by just posting more because there are bot farms in Russia posting 7 times a day, and there are other people committed to posting 3 or 4 times a day. Anything more than that, and the return on your investment is super marginal. So you compete on the specific value you provide to the specific person you serve instead of competing on all these other verticals, which are really hard to do. Your goal is when people get on your page, they go, wow, this person knows exactly what I'm going through, and this page was made exactly for me. And you can only do that by getting more specific. You want to lead people through a transformation, so here's the equation you need to create the most valuable transformation possible. You need to solve a specific problem for a specific person using a specific mechanism that gets them a specific result. That is the complete transformation that you are leading this person through. And when you figure out how to fine-tune each part of that equation, you will see massive success. So let's break that down further. When you're talking to a specific person, it's not people, it's one person. You want the person on the other side of the screen to feel like you're talking exactly directly to them. not a group of people, not an auditorium. When you're solving a problem, it needs to be a massive burning problem that will motivate them to act, not a minor problem that they don't really care about. When you're using a mechanism, the most important thing about this is just to name it and make sure it gets them the results that they want. And when you're getting them specific results, make sure that it's extremely desirable. We're emotional beings, we're not logical beings. You need to appeal to people's emotions. What's the biggest issue they're going through? What's their dream outcome? How do I lead them through it? That's the problem. That's the outcome and result. That's the problem. Those are the results and the mechanism that bridges the gap. The more specific you get, the more you will stand out. And if it doesn't seem like that at first, consistent action taken over time will help you win in the long run. Compound interest is a wonderful thing. And a year from now, if you take this strategy, you will be unrecognizable. And finally, content mistake number 3 is you're trying to sound too smart. If the average person watching your video doesn't understand what you're saying, they're not gonna look it up in a new tab and try to figure it out. They're just gonna leave and find something else. A confused mind doesn't buy, and the last thing you wanna do is confuse potential prospects. Stop using big fancy words. When you're doing that, all you're really trying to do is impress other people in your field, like other trainers, other marketers, other writers. Instead, use words people understand. So for example, instead of saying get in a caloric deficit, say you need to burn more calories than you consume. Instead of saying progressive overload, say you need to be lifting more as time goes on. Whether that's weights, whether it's reps, you get more specific with it using simpler language. When you use specific language and get simple, it's a lot easier for people to understand. The last thing you want to do is outthink the room and drive people away when you think you're doing the right thing. Speak as simply as possible, imply the dream outcome that we talked about in part number 2, and they will stick around. When they watch till the end, they're more likely to watch more videos. When they watch more videos, they're more likely to get on your email list or DM you. And when they're on your email list and they DM you, they're way more likely to buy. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you throw it a like, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment. And if you have any questions for me, please, my DMs are open on Instagram. I would love to hear from you. And if you want even more value coming right to your YouTube feed, you can check out the next video right there.